we'll begin this changeover process. I gotta switch. I always have to switch capture devices when I move from the older consoles to the Switch. So it takes just a moment. I'm actually gonna update our title. Which I haven't really been doing lately. But since we're switching over to Jump King so early tonight, probably a good idea. Hey Persephone, welcome in. You are just in time. We're about to start Jump King for the night. Just moving a few things around here. My mic should be working. Looks like it is. Very good. Should I have game video incoming? Looks good. Go ahead and start moving myself out of the way there. Get us some audio. This might be a little bit loud. Yeah, it's not bad. I know there's a way to like create different scenes in OBS to avoid having to do some of this like repositioning and resizing stuff on the fly like I always do. The thing about that is whenever I've tried to create other scenes and switch between them, I get malfunctions, so I'd rather just do things the hard way. It didn't take that long anyway. We look all right. Let's I got to switch my controller though. I'd rather play with the Super NES controller if I can. Hopefully it's still got a decent amount of battery life left in it. Looks good. And here we go, Jump King, continuing first playthrough. It's going to be a lot of falling, a lot of pain, a lot of progress lost. I will try to remain strong in my heart and do my best to lead us to victory. No. That was pretty much guaranteed to happen, so not actually that sad. I found a more efficient way of making that jump. That's nice. Oh no! Oh, this is terrible. Okay. Ended up being not... Never mind, it's horrible. When it rains, it pours. I wonder if the skills of Jump King are transferable to any other games. I wonder if I'll ever, like... If I'll ever play... Like, if I ever beat this, I wonder if there's gonna come a day where I'll be playing a completely unrelated game and I'll say to myself, thank goodness I played Jump King all those years ago because it has trained me for what I need here. Because I don't think I've ever quite played another game that works like this. So... It is entirely possible that I'm mastering, with huge air quotes around that word, that I'm mastering this game for the sake of this game alone. Not that I really ever think of any game as like a training exercise for future games, but... There's got to be at least a few examples where skills transfer in a really like meaningful and useful way. Oh, goodness. Remember what I said before about falling all the way down to bedrock? We're very close to doing that. It's alright though. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. Hey, welcome to Bedrock. This right here is the lowest point I can reach. So if you missed any of this, playthrough so far, well, don't worry. I'm about to recap most of it for you. There is actually an area below that area, but once we came into this part of the game, I can't fall any further than where we just were unless I intentionally exit the screen to the side and then go throw myself down. So there are something like permanent progress points in this game. They're just very rare. Very, very rare. Oh my goodness. No, I overshot. How many perfect jumps do you have to do in a row to beat this game? All of them. You don't have to do all perfect jumps, but you do have to do no terrible jumps. Kind of. No, I disagree. Hey, Christian Cool. Welcome in. Thank you for the alert. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Hope your week has been great. Same to you. Same to you. Things have been pretty all right for me. I've felt a little bit under the weather the past couple days, but nothing serious. Just this feels like a mild cold. Maybe it's the change in temperature getting to me a little bit or something. Which is a bit silly because it's the temperature that I really like now. Cold. It's getting there. It's getting colder. Over and over again. My goodness. It's so tough to get out of here. And I'm just slipping into daydreams here while I play. Like I'm on autopilot. had a dream last night that I went into a gas station and they gave me a free bag of donuts. Like a great big bag of like 24 donuts. And I don't remember clearly, but there was the point was I got a free bag of donuts because there was something wrong with them. Like they were baked incorrectly or something, and like I don't even like donuts that much. So I don't know why. Oh, in no situation would I ever be excited enough to receive a free donut that I would be willing to eat one that had been botched in the cooking process. Like, I'm already a pretty horrifically picky eater. So, like, I'm not gonna... In the best of circumstances, it is highly unlikely that I'm gonna eat a food that I know something is wrong with it. And then to accept a whole bag of a food that I don't even like. It's very odd how your, like, normal critical thinking processes just completely shut down inside of a dream, right? I was behaving very out of character. Hey, Lost says welcome in. I joined back on the gnome screen. It's a sign. I'm back down here again, my old familiar ice dungeon. Just managed to beat Friday the 13th on NES for the first time. Oh, GG. I've heard that's a pretty tough game. I haven't actually played it myself. I've thought about it. I definitely want to do it at some point on the stream. I don't know if I'm going to be good enough to beat it blind, but I'm going to give it a go someday. But very well done. We did play the Friday the 13th game on the Commodore 64 on the stream one night, and that was actually a lot of fun. Craig says, only things I know about that game come from the Angry Video Game Nerd. I played the Friday the 13th game, the like newer one, the online multiplayer game. I played that quite a bit. I actually really like that game. It's it's kind of a broken, buggy, disastrous mess, and it's not going to be around for all that much longer, from what I understand. But I had quite a bit of fun with that game. They did a really good job with it, despite its jankiness. I think it's right up your alley, but almost impossible to do blind. Challenge accepted. Maybe I'll read the manual if I have to, but I'll at least try it for a dozen hours or so blind. I think. I don't want to commit to anything. I don't want to overcommit. But I certainly try. You know, I like to do everything that way. As long as there are no gnomes in it, I think I've got a chance. Just having a lot of difficulty with those particular jumps right there tonight. At some point, I need to go back to A Nightmare on Elm Street. That game. I tried playing it on the NES, but I couldn't get my cartridge to work properly, so we abandoned that one. So I need to try and get that working. But we also need to try and play it on the Commodore 64. I tried it a little bit, but it's kind of a big and complicated game. So I wasn't able to do much of it the first night with it, but that's one I'm gonna try and go back to at some point. It seems, the Commodore game seems really tough, though. No! Everything is bad. No! Oh my goodness. I think my PB right now stands at 2 screens above this one. That jump right there is cursed. The way the wind moves in to poison your attempts. I kind of even think there's got to be a setup to do that part easily, but I haven't figured it out yet. A lot of these jumps in a lot of areas, like, there's usually a way easier way to do every jump than the way that I find. There've been quite a few instances where there's been a place that I've struggled for like multiple hours, and then eventually I just accidentally stumble upon like what proves to be a really reliable setup for landing a jump every time. Come on. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. That jump across there. I haven't made it out of this area yet, no. I've made it a couple screens higher, but it's all the same. It's all this same area, level, whatever. Whatever horror is above this, I'm still ignorant of it. We've had ice, we've had wind, so, you know, probably ice and wind. A team up for the ages. Be cool to have an area of the game where gravity is reversed and you have to do all the same types of jumps upside down. I mean, it'd be horrible. It'd be pain beyond the world, but it'd be kind of cool. All right, let me see. I'm gonna see if there's a reliable like cheese for this. If I jump directly up during the maximum wind, I wonder if there's a place. If I stand like maybe here, or it'll pull me directly into there. It might work. Almost. If it's gonna work, I'm gonna have to do it from the very ledge. It's not gonna work, is it? Okay, maybe from down here, though, even. Oh, so close! I feel robbed now. This should be working. There we go. Nice. Okay. Good. See, that makes that area a little bit more reliable. There's frequently stuff like that in this game. I'm just usually not clever enough to find it. So that screen where we were up a moment ago with those jump across the room kind of areas, that I've been one screen above that, and it's just more wind stuff up there from what I've seen. I knew I held it too long. Stop talking, whoever that you are over there. You're distracting me unnecessarily. I'm trying to pay attention to the jumps. I don't need your text printing all over the screen. Alright, so I've been up onto this screen. I don't think I've been above it, though. And I don't know that I ever will. struggling to remember the things I like about this game right now. Hey, Tip. TGIF, let's go. I'm doing all right. Feeling a bit warm. I'm gonna remove a layer. Hope you've got a good weekend ahead of you, my friend. Well, thank you for the hydrate. Cooling down the pipes. Oh no, I'm worse. Much worse. Oh, great. Cool. Let's just erase all the progress. Why not? what I'm gonna do. I mean, it is what it says. All I do is eat some pistachios. There's really nothing to it. It's a fancy name for a pretty dull reward. Fancy might not be the right term, but, you know, it's deceptively exciting. Oh, I can't do this game. Sorry, there's just 4 hours left tonight. Oh my goodness. Everything I do is terrible. do the whole thing again. Oh my goodness. It's so brutal. I just can't take it tonight. My heart wasn't ready for it. These constant reversals of fortune. I thought for sure that was going to be an over jump. Oh. Back to Windy World. Back down to the ice dungeon. Nowhere is ever safe. Everywhere is equally terrible. Every fall leads to bedrock. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. I hope you're at least safe, Stat Cat. Friend drove my car to get used to it. I told him to punch it, and he punched it a bit too hard. Uh-oh. This could be incredibly bad. Yeah, going 67 and a 455. Wow, the speed limits up in Alaska are high. 65 and a 45. 67 and a 45. That's a bit over. When I hit 67, I was like, you're going 67. Alright, so it looks like it ended up being a ticket. Well, I mean, I'm glad it was that, and that wasn't like, because I was worried that, like, I was worried you're gonna tell me that your friend lost control and there was some damage. I assumed there wouldn't be pictures if there was injury. That's why I didn't fear the absolute worst. He was afraid he was gonna lose control. Thankfully the roads are dry and it's all-wheel drive. That's not a gnome. There's a bird down below that wears a gnome's hat. No, I was just trying to take a look. I just wanted to see what the world looked like up above me. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't pay that steep of a price yet. This might be recoverable. Maybe. Nope. That's not good. Every one of these jumps, like, there's so many jumps that I've made dozens of times and I've failed dozens of times. It's just like, I don't know, like, it's never, I can never be confident about anything. There's never a time where something won't go wrong. And usually when one thing goes wrong, it gets worse. That was definitely intentional. You know me, I'm just trying to stretch the game out. I'm not happy if a playthrough doesn't hit triple digits. Oh, the design. Okay, yeah. The not wanting me to peek. I thought we were talking about a different jump. I thought I was being roasted again. Hey, Baron Metz, welcome in. Thank you for the pistachios. I'll enjoy some of those. Give me just a moment. I don't think I really roast you. When you start dessert, when you deserve it, as I frequently do, you just start to see it everywhere. How's everybody doing tonight? Well, I have nothing to complain about outside of Jump King. Celebrating Friday with an exercise in masochism. I guess while I'm having pistachios, I'm going to take a look at this picture. I don't really like opening up the Discord while I'm live because no one can see what I'm looking at, but there is my curiosity. I haven't ever been pulled over by the police while driving, except once. But I wasn't driving; I was riding. Jelly was driving, and we were stopped once because apparently we matched the description of someone who had been who was reported to be driving around and threatening self-harm. I don't know the details. It was uneventful, from our perspective. The cops figured out that pretty quickly we weren't whoever they were looking for, and sent us on our way. I'm a super dreadfully cautious driver, though. Which I don't think is a bad thing to be, but I can be annoying to ride with. Or to follow somewhere. I'm the kind of person, though, like, if I'm driving somewhere for the first time, I won't even turn my radio on. I'll drive in silence if it's somewhere I haven't been before. Which is why when I moved from Tennessee to Texas, I drove for 18 hours in complete silence. When I slam it, I never go above the speed limit. Can't argue with that. I'm not usually super nervous to drive, like, you know, I am super cautious, but I usually don't feel all that nervous driving unless I'm in a whole lot of traffic. I do get a bit more nervous than I think is typical when I'm around when I'm on like a 4+ lane road. I have had an accident once though. I did hit a deer once at night. That wasn't fun. Exploded my radiator. I'm sure it was a bad time for the deer too, but I don't know how bad. I didn't locate the deer in the aftermath. My car handles traffic, and it takes a lot of anxiety out of trying not to hit people. Well, at least I bumped my face into a different thing to knock me back down. I keep forgetting now that I have a new jump. I have a new jump and it's reliable, but I keep forgetting not to go up any higher than this. There we go. Driving makes me super sleepy. Doubt I could do more than 3 or 4 hours without a break. Need some kind of tune to tap a foot or finger to. It can be pretty rough. It can be pretty rough to drive for multiple hours. That if it's a, but see, like that's the thing. If it's a trip if it's a trip I've made before and like I'm confident in it, then yeah, I definitely can start to feel like that. Where like I'll get kind of bored and potentially sleepy. Getting sleepy just thinking about it. Going somewhere new, I'm always a lot more like focused and alert. Fortunately, I don't have to drive for like big stretches like that all that often. I mean, I've got family in Kentucky that I might visit once or twice a year, and that's like a significant drive. I've got family in Ohio too that I should go and visit, but I've just never been able to make it happen yet. Oh, this game is dreadful. Sometimes I feel sleepy for like 1 or 2 hours in the drive, and then 50 minutes later I'm fully awake for the rest of the trip. Get a good second wind going. This Monday took me nearly 14 hours to make what's normally a 6-hour trip. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is dreadful. Is that largely because of the charger situation? Like, would you say that like most of the additional time was waiting time? Or was it also sort of road conditions on top of that? I mean, imagine it's probably both. I'm gonna be going to Ohio to visit my grandma and aunt while I'm down there. Right on. I hope you have a great visit. Charger being down in Healy, yeah, would have really put a hamper in the timeline. And me just refusing to move on and use the free charger. Refusing to move on so I could use the free charger. Would have saved me $45, but I also spent an additional forever waiting for customer support. jump across that gap there, you have to hold the button for just a little bit more than an immediate release. Like a lot of jumps, you know, a lot of short jumps like that, especially with the wind going on, you really just have to tap the button. But, no! I didn't think the wind could catch me from there. I thought I would still count as being indoors. Life is misery. Not okay. Oh my goodness. Thinking my camera equipment, definitely need a new bag. Now I'm going to put some lens in my checked luggage, wrap them in clothes so they don't blow up. Is that that's a possibility? Okay, just break. Okay, well, I didn't know if like maybe they were pressurized. I was thinking maybe the pressure or something. If there was like a vacuum inside them, I didn't know. Saw a really nice bag at a local camera store, and it was $400. Oh my goodness. How many lenses could you buy for $400? Half a lens. Wow, cameras are expensive. Concursive camera lenses. Maybe one okay lens. I know so very little about photography. Sony FE 50 millimeter f 1.8, around $200. It's actually pretty good. The 150 to 500 millimeter zoom lens I just got Wednesday was $1,200. That's a chunk of change. That's a chunk of change right there. I don't have a whole lot of things that I don't have a whole lot of items that are quite in that same price range. I guess my guitars. Even then. I don't think I have one that's quite I don't have one that's quite there. I have one that's kind of close, but I overpaid for it because it's an older one that was in really good condition, and it's exactly what I wanted. But I paid more than it's worth, but I paid what it was worth to me. Camera lenses are insane. They get disgusting. Really fast long lens. Yeah. $400. $12,000. Yeah, I mean, that's worth more than my car. This wind level is just the worst thing out there. It's pretty rough. The problem with it is that, like, the big problem that I have is just that one mistake is so costly. And this part right here is just designed to make... That part up there is just designed to make you fall back down here at every opportunity. I mean, the way that I just precision strike those tiny platforms that are jutting out every time. Like, it shouldn't be possible to hit a target so perfectly on every attempt. And yet... I can't miss them. I'm just drawn to the bullseye every time. It's pretty sickening. It's hard to imagine getting so high up that the wind stops at any point, though. I kind of feel like that's pretty unlikely. I really don't want to have to thread the needle into that position over there, but I don't think I can jump high enough to get swept up. Nope. No! Okay. Thank goodness. Did you talk to my brother? He's over there, in that other house. We're supposed to keep a lookout here, but I'm the only one doing any work. I hope this is just a maximum jump. Oh, thank goodness. Can I get away with another maximum jump? Oh, I did. Alright, this is a new PB. I've never been up here before. I don't really know what I'm looking at. That didn't work. All progress lost. All progress lost. That's the way this game works. Well, that was exciting. There's our victory for the night, my friends. That's what we're gonna rest on. I'm gonna call the night a success. I'm gonna keep playing for another 2.5 hours, but it's never gonna get as good as it just did. 3.5 hours. PB and jammed. Just got raspberried. Oh, I love raspberries. Hey, we have a raid coming in. Hello, Feo2. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to Jump King. I hope you are doing wonderfully today. Playing some Majora's Mask, right on. What a game. What a game, that one. I hope it's treating you well. We, doing as well as can be. We have been, we played something called Ghost Mansion Party earlier. For October, I'm doing a marathon of spooky WiiWare titles. We've done 5 or 6 of them so far. Tonight's game was like a Halloween spooky themed Mario Party clone, which naturally I had to play by myself. But it actually was pretty alright for kind of a shovelware game. Like, it wasn't as jank and awful as you would expect it to be. I had a pretty good time with it. It was legitimately a little tough, too. I failed the first I had to make 2 attempts at it. I failed the first time. I would have won, but I wasn't clever enough to figure out. The game ends with a riddle. I wasn't clever enough to solve the riddle the first time, so I had to do it a second time. I game overed when I failed the riddle. And then it's Jump King, an even scarier game for the rest of the night, which I just reached a new height. It's higher than I've ever been before. And then immediately fell back down to Old News City. Oh no, randomized. Majora's Mask randomized. Oh, that is rough. I'm terrified just thinking of that. Spooky Mario Party game. Riddles are hard when you don't know the answer. yeah, so it gave me 5 clues. It was just the riddle. The riddle is, it's not really like a riddle. It's a password that you have to solve. And it was a 6-letter word, and it gave me 5 clues. It said change, small, pouch, change, small, pouch, steal, hole. And I think I figured out what it was, but my first guess was wrong, so I failed. The second round, though, it gave me yard, garbage, mail, dump, bond. And it was a 4-letter word. I didn't know it was a 4-letter word before, but before I figured it out, but it was that one was junk. Junkyard, garbage equals junk, junk mail, junk bond. A dump is where you find junk. Like, that was pretty good. So after I solved the second one, I thought about the first one before. Change, small, pouch, steal, hole. And my guess had been purse, because I didn't know it had to be exactly 6 letters. So purse was wrong, but I think the answer was pocket. I have no way to check. But now, reflecting and understanding a little bit more about the game, I think the answer was supposed to be pocket. But it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool game. I think it could actually be fun playing with some other people to a degree. It wasn't very competitive. It was a pretty cooperative party game. doing better than your opponents would gain you a little prestige, but like when it comes to actually like moving around the board and solving stuff, your resources were typically pooled, so weird game. Cool to look at though. I think next we're playing something called, I think the next game for the WiiWare Marathon is something called Ghost Slayer. I don't know anything about it. I'm going into all of them completely blind. I know the titles, and I am looking up the ESRB ratings of them too. So I do have that piece of information. But like I try not to look at any like images of the game or read about like what type of game it is. So like if it's going to be a puzzle game or a party game. Like I try to save that shock for the for the live reveal on stream. There aren't many M-rated WiiWare titles, but I know there's at least one. So we made it all the way up there. I tried one jump. Didn't get it on my first try. And I paid the price of going all the way back down here. And if I make it back up there, my prize is to get to try one more jump. This game is rough. And then I'll be all the way back down at the bottom again if I don't get it perfect the first try again. What madness compelled me to play this game? Did you save Ghost Frownie's treasure? I won Zergling. I had to play the game twice. I don't remember when you ducked out. I failed the first attempt, but I redeemed it the second one. It looks like I did the same thing twice in a row, but I did not. I jumped from a different height both those times, and I got the same result. Or like, you know, from a different charge level. The first time I didn't hold the button down until the automatic jump, and the second time I did, and it made no difference. That turned out to be a pretty cool game. I don't think Ghost Mansion Party is all that bad. It's just not right. It's just not right. Uh-oh. Why did that happen? Meaning I get to play Jump King immediately, just like the Smash TV game. Was that on a Jump King? That wasn't. Was that on a Jump King night? I guess that was last Friday, right? I guess it was. It's hard to remember back that far. So yeah, we started Jump King at, like, you know, less than 2 hours into the stream. So I've been playing this for a good long while already tonight. I did see something new. I made it up to a new screen and lost all my progress on the very first jump. Okay, and I'm having a tremendously hard time getting back up there. I was half expecting you want to beat that game on hard. I don't think there's any reason to do it on hard. I don't think it would give us a different experience. Hey, Derek, welcome in. I can't say that that would be unlike me, though. If I thought it would give us a different ending or unlock something, then I would consider it. But I think it'd just be the same experience. goodness. This jump right here over to the right is really difficult. Well, I didn't even get to try it because I slipped off the edge. Awesome. Look at how far I fell. What did I fall? 8 screens? This is the worst. The WiiWare game was good. It was good. It was we only played it for... It was a short game. I only played it for less than 2 hours. It's called Ghost Mansion Party, and it's a Mario Party clone. And it's pretty light on content. It only had like 10 different mini games and only one board. But it wasn't bad. It had like a fully realized 3D environment for the game board that you move around in. And while I said it only had 10 mini games, that's not entirely true. There were different categories of mini games. So altogether, you know, it had maybe 12 to 14. It was pretty cool. I lost the first time we played it, though. It has a, the plot of the game is built around solving a riddle. And, if you fail, if you put in an incorrect guess, you can game over. And I got it wrong the first time and ended up getting a game over, so I had to play it a second time to win. But it went really smoothly. It's a pretty alright game. Nothing special, but I think especially if you're playing it with some other humans, you know, you could get a couple hours of fun out of it. I don't know if it's available on anything else, though, or if it's just lost to history, as so many WiiWare titles seem to be. What a miserable experience this game can be. How do we do it? How does anyone manage to keep playing this for so long? Today was the slowest Friday in a long time at work, Derek says. Everyone was afraid to go out on Friday the 13th. Everyone must have thought it was too risky. Just stayed at home. bogus. It really hurts when, like, you know you're doing the right thing, or you know you're doing the wrong thing, but you're just trapped into it. It was raining for you today? Yeah, it was, I had a lot of rain here, too. Makes walking the dog kind of a bummer. I've played a few sadistic games in my time, Losses says. Nothing comes close to this. Yeah, this is kind of in a category all its own. I don't know what I've played. I don't know what I've played that I could lump together with this for, like, a painful, frustrating game. I mean, Echo is close, but it's like, it's a different kind of thing, so... I felt more miserable playing Echo than I do playing this. This is definitely frustrating, but it isn't miserable. Mostly. It verges on misery sometimes. Getting pretty good at the wind part. I mean, I'm good at a lot of the jumps. I'm good at a lot of the jumps. The problem is the, like, 3 that I'm trash at. There's a lot of them that I make most of the time, but then there's 3 or 4 that I make never, so it doesn't matter. That's the big problem, is, like, it doesn't matter how good you are at 90% of the game. 99% of the game, if you're terrible at 1% of it, then you're trash at everything. And I'm definitely in that position now where I've gotten really good at a huge chunk, you know, really decent at a huge chunk of the game. But because it's beneath a part that I'm trash at, as it has to be, right? Because you can't practice something you haven't been up to yet. It's not a good feeling. Yeah, basically. Actually, one bad jump could take me all the way down. One bad fall could take me all the way down. It's kind of happened tonight already. I've been all the way down to bedrock once already tonight. I think just once. I got close a second time. Oh, just, I always want to rush out of here and... That's never a productive way to feel. For Frownie, this is just Friday. This is every Friday. Lately, it's every Friday and every Tuesday. There's a very Frownie thing going on here, but that's what makes Frownie become stronger, StatCat says. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice that I can, that I can stop paying, that I can stop paying attention to the game. Oh. That fall. Sure, a few bad jumps at the start of the game. The game kind of locks progress at a point, so you can't start completely over unless you intentionally fall. Yeah, I mean, yeah, where I am now, I've got a ledge that I've climbed onto at one point that I cannot fall below. I could walk. Unless I walk out of an area down below, I can't go all the way back to the very start of the game. But I can fall so far that it really doesn't matter. The part that's locked off from me right now is trivial compared to everything that I'm stuck with here. Uncle Muscles, welcome in. Is this the DLC? Well, here's the thing. This is my first playthrough, so... If the copy of the game I bought comes with the DLC, it could very well be. I wouldn't have any way of knowing. You see, the way that I play games blind and never wanting to know anything about what I'm doing means I could very easily wander into an area like that and not know it. I have speculated that where I am could be, like, I have reason to think that where I am could be an optional area. So, but I'm committed to it. I came over here, I found this place, I'm committed to it. So even if it is, I'm not backing out of it. I'm sticking with my choice. And if that means I suffer for 400 extra hours, so be it. I can't accept the humiliation of backing away from this now. I'll take the humiliation of never clearing it instead. This looks easy. Hey, for some of us out there, I'm sure that there's those people that they don't see what the big deal is, right? For us regular mortals, though, It's pain beyond the world. I've worked out a few. I've worked out a few of the places to where it's reliable. I'm tired, so off to bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, Feo. Thank you again for the raid. Certainly appreciate you coming in, bringing your people by. Good luck with the randomized Majora. Got the fire and ice arrow. I need to find magic. You're all set. You're all set when you find that magic. You got a world of possibilities, I think, that'll open to you then, right? Everything is awful. A little worried. I played the seed with crowd control and was gifted magic. I never saw the drop for it, but got the bomb mask and great fairy sword within the first 15 minutes. Oh. Yuck. Crowd control and randomization. Maximum chaos. No, that was the wrong thing to do. That was 100% just had some interesting sections. These guys have a lot of problems. All right. So this is the area. This is my PB. I've never been higher than this point. I made it up here. I tried one jump and lost it like an hour ago. So let's see if jump number 2 is any better than jump number 1. That's a good start. Okay. This jump doesn't look possible. Lost Frontier. Okay. We actually get to see a new area for a few seconds. I don't know what the rain means for me. Probably just means this area is extra slippery. Well, I don't feel like I'm sliding. I don't know. I probably won't be up here for very long. It's kind of pretty up here. Hey! Not every day you see a new face around here. What I'm doing here? Trying to sell these huge boots I got to some passing giant or troll. They don't fit me, so I figured why not try to make a quick buck instead of throwing them out. What, you want them? That's funny. They probably won't fit you, but I won't stop you from buying them. I'd say I could get 10 silver for them from any troll, so that's going to be the price. Don't have the silver on you? Don't sweat it. I'm sure you'll get it together. Just listen to me, alright? The top way to make easy money is to take garbage and make it look fancy. People don't seem to have an eye for quality, but I do. Huh. Well, I definitely have found five silver coins and whatever this is. Huh. Well, 5 isn't 10. Derek says I was playing Crisis 2 tonight. That game is tough. Welcome back, Mile Hyrule. I just watched the movie Beau is Afraid. Wow, what a wild movie. Ari Aster is a wizard. No human can make movies as great as this man does, Hyrule says. I don't think I've even heard of this one. But definitely glad to hear you enjoyed it. So where am I going to get giant boot? Or, well, where am I going to get silver so I can buy the giant boots? I'm just going to keep going up and hope the silver is above me. Oh no! By keep going up, I mean I'm gonna keep falling down. Well, it was nice to see somewhere new, wasn't it? Saw that movie myself, Derek says. It's insane. Right on. I might see it again in an hour, Zergling says. Might see it next stream. No. Anyone ever seen Dark Shadows, Derek asks. I have not. Aren't shadows dark by nature, Zergling says? I guess unless they're eyeshadows, then those can be a whole array of colors, right? I've never had both of these guys talking at once like this. thought of losing all my progress is so stressful. And it's, you know, it's virtually guaranteed to happen immediately. Oh, this looks just horrible. Yeah, but what I was saying about immediately. Mile High Roll doesn't like Dark Shadows, one of Tim Burton's worst movies, Mile High Roll says. Seen some of the old show, Derek says, but the movie was okay. That's the first time that's happened like that. I figured it was a possibility, but we hadn't actually enjoyed that one yet. One of the many fine experiences this game offers. Burton's old stuff is his best, Derek says. I don't know. I just feel like Tim Burton just has a tendency to kind of make the same thing over and over and over again. All of his stuff just seems the same to me. No! Ah, I wasn't focused. I did the wrong thing. That's the second time I've made that particular mistake tonight. Beetlejuice is my favorite, Mile High Roll says. It's a good movie. That's the one place where I tend to... That's really the only place where the wind tends to do that to me. That jump is just like... That jump is in, like, my head, messing with me. Hey, Streaming Fist, welcome in. I'm afraid to attempt pronouncing the title with swapped vowels. If I do it once, I might get stuck and I'll never be able to say it properly again. I have to surpass all my older jump brothers in order to secure my place in the line of succession. Or, you know, to rise to the next in line for the crown. The game's probably named after one of the devs. That's why I got stuck calling jump yump, StatCat says. Welcome in. Is it Chainy Chain? I might need some help. I might have blundered that. I welcome correction. Shany Shin or Shinny Shin? Shinny Shin? Second one? Shinny Shin. Right on. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. And how I haven't lost my sanity yet? I'm not sure I haven't. Isn't my commitment to continue playing the game? Surely that has to be a sign of at least some loss of sanity. Oh, things are bad. The things are real bad. Oh. All right. It's okay. We're back on the right track now. A momentary. I don't even know the word I'm looking for is. Oh. If the dev was Frownie, would it be called Jank King? That would be great. I need a game. I need a Jank King game. That's easy. Frownie never had any sanity to begin with. It's a struggle, this game. It's a real struggle, but... And, like, I definitely feel the frustration. But I think I'm holding things together pretty well, all things considered. I do wish I was more talented at this game, though. I could do with a little less agony. If you constantly mispronounce things as a joke, Streaming Fist says, then one day you'll accidentally mispronounce something and everyone will assume you're just messing with them, and then you'll never have to need to read things correctly again. That sounds like it's a pretty good sell. Like, that does sound like quite the cheat code. Speedrun win. I mean, Are you saying that 34 hours and 7 minutes is not on world record pace? Have I slipped off track? Surely I can make up the lost frames somewhere. I didn't. So I actually wasn't aware that the number was that bad. When I hit pause, like, I knew I've been playing it for a while, but I actually didn't realize it was quite that long. That information was kind of a shock. It just took a moment to settle in. 34 hours. Oh my goodness. I am the worst Jump King player in recorded history. That is a long time. Because I'm not that far along in this game. I mean, I don't feel like I am unless it's crazy short. You need 100 hours to call it a speed run. I definitely overdid it with skating tonight, Zergling says. Absolutely covered in sweat at the end. Never actually got tired. It was crazy. Hopefully, hopefully won't feel it too badly in the next couple days. What was the time? I'm at 34 hours, 10 minutes. Now, to be fair, I started this save file a year and a half ago, and I played it 2 or 3 nights. And I ended, at the end of the 3rd night, I ended at the very bottom. And so I was like, well, we'll come back to it. And then I didn't come back to it for a year and a half. So about 7, 8 of those hours are time that, like, I sunk into it, but I put the game down for so long, I had to basically repeat. That's the story that's the excuse I'm gonna lean into for now. No, I overjumped. World record is 4M. I'm certain that M has to stand for months. I suspect I will feel my hamstrings more than anything else. I tried way too hard to do the limbo. Oh my. I don't really have any clear memories of ever playing the limbo on skates. I'm sure I had an opportunity to try at some point, and I'm sure I was absolute trash. I'm very not confident on roller skates. I'm better with roller skates than I am with a skateboard, and I'm way better with both of those than I am with ice skates, but I mean, ice skates I can't even stand on. My ankles just collapse when I try to stand on ice skates. I need I need a pair of ice skates with twin blades, so that I wouldn't have to. So I wouldn't have to if I didn't have to balance on a single blade under each foot. Like if I had a row of twin blades, I'd be able to I'd be able to do it. I might not be able to move forward. I don't know. I don't know how those would work, but I'm sure the the science of ice skates was solved a long time ago. But I've never seen a pair of ice skates like that, but I haven't gone looking for them either. So who knows? I don't desperately need more ice skating in my life anyway, so I'm not. I don't consider any of my situation to be a terrible loss. Let me... need to calm down a moment. It's minutes, but also months could make sense. The sad reality I did not want to face. We're back here. Third time tonight I've been this low. That should have been an easy jump, and now it's led to such terrible collapse. Imagine you dreaming of this, and you won't wake up unless you reach the top. That's what that's what it feels like a lot of times. Awesome. Welcome to Bedrock. This is our second trip down this far tonight, I think. Might be third. I can't tell. We've been a screen away a couple times, so it doesn't really matter. But this is the lowest point. I can technically go lower if I wander out to the right over there, but this is as low as I can possibly fall. And here we are. So that's awesome. If you missed any of the playthrough, you now get to enjoy the previously on Agent Frownie segment as I claw for as I claw my way back up from absolute zero. Welcome back to a couple weeks ago. Come on. Oh, Master Tuesday, I'm sorry. I feel like I overlooked you. Welcome to the stream Tuesday, and a happy Tuesday, of course. Very happy to have you here. I need ice skates with a jetpack. It's all right. We'll make our way back up. It seems hopeless now, but I always get my progress back eventually. That was entirely my fault there. That was a stunningly bad jump, and I knew it. Okay, here we go. Do you at least feel like you earned your Jump King progress more? I mean, I never felt like my progress was unearned. I've fought tooth and nail for every centimeter of height. Every pixel of altitude is rightfully mine. Oh, my progress here seems harder fought than a game with checkpoints. Yeah, I mean, Yeah. There's a sense of accomplishment. There's a powerful sense of accomplishment every time I see something new on the screen. For sure. And there is a heartbreaking sense of loss every time I fall. So I'm not I'm not the hugest movie guy out there. I don't tend to keep up with new movies, and I like a decent movie from time to time, but I mostly watch older stuff, and there's a whole world of classics even that I haven't even come close to thinking about making the time to watch. So I'm not the biggest movie guy, but there is, you know, I do have a strong, special place in my heart for the '93 Super Mario Brothers film, and when it comes to like collectible movie props or whatever, like if I ever were gonna have like a movie prop, I would want one from that film, and I'd love to have a pair of the Thwomp boots that they use in that movie. That they used in that movie. Those are pretty rare and didn't hold up very well, so like the odds of what I probably would want is not an actual set from the production, but just like a really great screen accurate replica would be fine. Um, if I were just dreaming about having a worthless collectible that that has no use, it is just a silly decoration. That's probably what I would go for. But Jump King could use a pair of those boots too. He could use a pair of functional ones. The boots that he wears almost kind of look like them in a way. Um, that gold part rising off of the back doesn't work really well, but I mean, just a wide pair of red boots with some metallic accents. Basically all they are. But it's perfect because this game here, your upgrades are different pairs of boots. I don't even think I own a real pair of boots of any kind. My heart has been scarred over enough to handle the falls better now, Zerkling says. No, I jumped too weak. We're alright. My kids, they hid some candy in their shoes while skating for later, and when I told them they were eating soul food, they didn't get the joke. Oh no. Hello, Manny Bounce. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining us for the ecstasy and the agony of Jump King. Strong emphasis on the agony. Just wait. Do you play a lot of modern platformers? I'm kind of overwhelmingly a retro guy. I'm interested in indie games that are sort of like retro throwbacks, but I don't get around to playing a whole lot of them. I would say that more like NES to N64 is kind of my sweet spot. Currently, the things we've done most recently, I'm still working on Jump King. I'm actually working on Tears of the Kingdom as well. So it's a lot more modern around here lately than it has been historically. But like things we just finished were Batman and Robin on the Genesis, Wario Land 3 on the Game Boy Color, and Time Tunnel on the Commodore 64. Like that's been the schedule lately, and I've been playing a lot of games on the Wii for Halloween. I've been doing a little marathon of WiiWare titles. And that's just been all over the place. Oh, no. Is this a Switch game? Yeah, I think you can get this on. I think that they put this out on pretty much everything. I'm playing the Switch version. The Switch is the only way that I really have to play modern games. I don't do PC gaming. And like when it comes to the other companies, like Microsoft, I don't have anything after the original Xbox or anything after the. Oh no, that's not true. I didn't have anything after the PlayStation 2 until recently. I did get a PlayStation 3. I haven't hooked it up to use it for anything yet. So yeah, usually if you see me playing anything that's come out within like the past 20 years, it's probably usually going to be on the Switch for me. You play a lot of modern platformers? I've heard that Pizza Tower game is supposed to be really good. A lot of Metroidvanias too. I like Metroid style games. I like the ones that don't have like the RPG type stuff to them. The ones that are a little bit closer to like Super Metroid or Hollow Knight in style. So I guess like so far as like more modern platformers, like I played Hollow Knight, I played Cuphead. I played that Disney one that just came out on the Switch, Illusion Island. A year or two ago, I did Kaze and the Wild Masks. I think it's Wild Masks. That game's really good. That Kaze game, that was a lot of fun. I played something called Ayo the Clown. I don't know that I can recommend that one. That one was a little janky. Cuphead is a challenging game. You can't guess because the cover looks all cute and stuff. I definitely knew Cuphead's reputation by the time I went into it. Like, I'd already heard about how brutal it was, and yeah, I found it pretty tough. That game took a while. I did on my run. I did all the. I got the A+ grade on all the levels. I know you can get. I think you can get S rank is higher than that. I didn't get any of those, but I played it enough to get all the A+s, and that took a while. That was tough. It's such a fun game though. It's really good. It's definitely like. It's worth its reputation for being brutal, but also for being good. I'll probably play the new Mario game too. I'll definitely play the Mario Wonder that's gonna come out soon. I don't know how quickly I'm gonna get to it. A lot of people told me they're gonna play it day one, and like, I think I might wait a little while before I get to it, but I definitely want to play it real soon. I'm excited for that. Love the Switch. The eShop's got so many indie platformers and Metroidvanias. So for eShop platformers, what have I bought out of there? I bought a game called Super Cyborg. On the Switch. That game was really good. It's I don't know if you know that one or not. It's a love letter to Super C from the NES, the Contra sequel. It's basically that. It's basically just like that game. It has like the same look and controls and weapons and everything, but really tough. Has some really good boss fights. Really challenging at the end. We're getting a new Prince of Persia. It's going to be a 2D platform. I heard about that. Yeah, I might check that one out too. I might give that one a try. I haven't played any of the Prince of Persia games before. I'm kind of scared of the older ones because they're like those cinematic platformer style, which I haven't historically bonded with very well, where the controls are like really stiff and mechanical, but like precise. I usually like for my platformers to have a more free and athletic feel to them than that kind of style. No good at 3D platforming. I enjoy some 3D platformers too. I think I play more 2D games, but I do alright with the 3D platformers. I like the Nintendo 64 era platformers. Castlevania and Banjo-Kazooie. Those are a lot of fun. I don't remember any 3D platformers you played recently other than Hercules. Yeah, it's been a while, and yeah, mostly Nintendo 64, right? We've done those. I did the Banjo games. I have Spyro. I don't know where I put it. I just got the first Spyro on PlayStation 1. I actually got the game a while back. I don't know where I put it. It was on my desk earlier, somewhere around here. I just got it back. I had it resurfaced. It was in hideous condition. Looked absolutely terrible. So I'm hoping the disc works now. So I was thinking about putting that on the schedule soon. So that'll be a non-Nintendo 3D platformer. It'll finally happen. That Scooby-Doo game we played was a 3D platformer on the Xbox. The 1,000 Frights. So there's been a few, but they're pretty rare. We did Pac-Man World on the PlayStation 1. I didn't like that game, though. That one let me down. The new Dooms were awesome, especially the 3D platforming parts. Yeah, I haven't checked those out yet. I've got one of them. I've got one of them on the Switch, but I don't know when I'm going to get around to playing it. 3D platformer, ultimately a very short-lived genre, Ghouls says. Welcome in. Ghouls are free. Always great to see you. Even before the end of the PlayStation 2 generation, they're already dying off. Yeah, they're pretty rare. You know, Nintendo has pretty consistently given us Mario 3D platformers, but you can't name a whole lot of them. You can't. There's not a whole lot in the genre. Hey, thank you for the follow, Manny. Very grateful to have you on board with us. Hat in Time and Mario Odyssey were good games to scratch that itch relatively recently, Met says. Yeah, Hat in Time. I think I might... that's another one. I bought that one, have never played it. I think I might love that game too, but... It's so hard. It's always so hard to decide what to do next, you know? There's so many... At any given time, there's like 50 different games that I want to play. My process for selecting them is very arbitrary. Jumping Flash might be a good stream game, minus people getting motion sickness. That's a PlayStation 1 game, an early 3D platformer, right? It's adorable, has great music, has some great little gameplay quirks. Solid 7 or 8 out of 10. Never heard of Blast Brigade, but I hope you have a good time with it. It's a beautiful game. Jumping Flash is amazing, so is the sequel. Very unique games. I didn't know it had a sequel. I haven't played a Nintendo 64 game in a while. I want to put one of those on the schedule, but like we were just saying, most of like the 3D platformers I've played have been in 64 games, so if I'm going to lean in that direction, I think Spyro should be before that. Ugh. Great music. Jumping Flash. I watched my buddy Foxy play. Very neat. Also, potentially triggering to folks with a fear of heights. Oh my. Oh, I might enjoy that then. I have kind of a weird thing where I actually really enjoy falling from a great height in a video game. Not a great thing to say when you're playing this. I really like a 3D game where you can get up really high and fall from a great distance. I like when you when you can do that in a game, and it will give you like the sense of weightlessness that you feel in your stomach, like you feel from a roller coaster. I don't know if other people feel that, you know, if you like how sensitive a lot of people are to it, but I'm kind of sensitive to that in 3D games, particularly earlier 3D games, where I don't know, something about the lower poly count I feel like helps for some reason. But yeah, like I can get that weightless feeling sometimes when I fall from a huge distance in a game, and Tears of the Kingdom was made for you. I don't know that I feel it so much with that game. Probably because I'm using the paraglider so much too, though. The controlled fall doesn't do it the same way. When Jelly and I, when we lived in Thailand, we didn't have our own computers, so we'd go to an internet cafe when we needed to use a computer for something, and they had they had stuff, all kinds of like software and a lot of games installed on them, but they had one of the Grand Theft Auto games. I think Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I would boot that up sometimes, and I didn't really play it, but I would just load like one of the save files or whatever that was on the community PC and just play around, and I had a lot of fun in that game. Basically just causing mayhem, but also looking for places that were really high up that I could ramp a motorcycle off of, just to enjoy that sort of weightless feeling. I'd play that game. I would play around in that game just for that. This game should be enough to create a fear of heights, Cool says. Jumping Flash is made for you. You like Jumping Flash a lot? If you like that roller coaster sensation, yeah, I might need to give that a try. This game, Jump King, is probably, yeah, liable to trigger a fear of heights too. Let me pause for just a moment. I'm gonna cut my VOD right here.